Happy Wednesday. Happy 1st of April. We're already on the first day of April for 2026. We are on day 91 of the year, and according to 365 Tao by Ding Ling Tao, our word for today is funeral. So trigger warning there if you're currently going through a death in your family or of a loved one or something. This is going to be the topic for today's reading. So just putting that out there, it may be a little triggering if that's something that's sensitive to you right now. So use your discernment to see if you even want to read today or just be prepared for what may be coming up. As I said, we're on day 91, so get your books out, grab your journals and something to write with, and find a nice quiet and comfy place where you're not going to be disturbed for the next 15 minutes or so while we read together, remembering that 15 minutes is just 1% of your day. So be here and now, be present. Remember that the best way to do that is to connect with your breath. Take a couple of deep breaths in with longer exhales out to relax, down-regulate your system, be here and now. Open your books to page 91 and let's start reading together on the subject of funeral on day 91 of the year. Hearse of weathered black enamel, undertakers fingering cigarettes, family, some crying, some bored, some only thinking of themselves, hired marching band out of tune. Even in death, we find no accord. If you look closely at a dead person, can you truly see a soul? Is there anything left of the person that you knew? No, there is only a corpse, one that doesn't even look familiar. Whatever animates people is gone. Have they flown to heaven? Have they gone into some cycle of transmigration? I don't know. Theories about what happens after death can only be conjecture. So it is a morbid topic to think about, but it is something that is, part of the cycle of life. And as we know through studying the Tao, everything in life is a cycle. But the cycle of life ends in death, and then, it starts again. And it is interesting to think about, as it says here in the first passage, in the first paragraph, can you truly see a soul? And anything left of the person, what animates them, is gone. So that's the separation between, your soul or your spirit and your physical body. Your soul or your spirit animates you. It's what makes you who you are. But when that leaves and you're just left with a corpse, it's a very, very, it's a contradictory, almost a contrast between the two things, that there is some sort of a separation between the two. Even though the cycle of life has ended and we're meeting with death, the spirit has left, or the soul has left, but the body remains. It's a pretty interesting thing to think about. And as I said earlier, if this is triggering for you right now, if you're recently lost a loved one or you're going through this, just use your discernment if you want to continue and just, understand that this may. Let's continue. A funeral is for those left behind. It is a ritual for us grips with what has happened. Sometimes one wonders if the weeping is more out of fear for ourselves than a sympathy with our parents. We try to do well for our teachers and society. We try to make love and get married. We try to touch the universal through art, music, and meditation. Yet, all our lives, our every attempt is flawed. Accord and harmony are transitory states. Their duration and quality come only from our determination. Once our mind gives way, we can no longer hold the connections that we want. Don't wait for death to solve your difficulties. Do what you must while you are alive. So quite a somber and dark way to start the day with this thought, but it is part of life, even though a lot of the times people don't want to talk about it because it's an uncomfortable truth. But that's also part of life, right? Part of the cycle of life ends in death, and even if it is uncomfortable, it is something that we do need to come to terms with. You do need to understand that everything that you love in your life, everything that is alive right now, is going to die, yourself included. And that's what this passage is kind of reminding us. So I think it's really interesting to think about the separation between the soul and the spirit and the physical body. And when that spirit leaves and you're left with a corpse, what does that mean? As it kind of covered in the first paragraph. But then in the last paragraph, I really love this last sentence. It says, do what you must while you are alive. Life is for living, and life is for going out and having experiences and putting things into action. This is a theme that's been coming up a lot in the past week in all of our readings. And I think sometimes people try to what is the word? When people ask, what is the meaning of life? They try to put too much meaning into it. Really, the meaning of life is to live. Go out and live your life. Live every day. Have your experiences. Anything that you want to do, put it into action. Be book smart and street smart. Educate yourself, be intelligent, but go out and see the world. Go out and have experiences and live. Don't, as it says here, don't wait until death to solve your difficulties. Don't wait until the end of the cycle to be, I wish I'd done all of those things and I'm running out of time. Do it now. Go outside and live. Make that be your, perhaps that can be your takeaway for today. That can be your journaling prompt. But just go out and have an experience today. Live your life to the fullest, because that's what life's all about. So something, it's, as I said, a little bit of a somber and a dark passage to read this morning, but it is part of the cycle of life. It is something that we do need to acknowledge, because it is going to happen. It's going to happen to everyone and everything, including ourselves. So that should be the encouragement and the inspiration to live a full life while you're still here. So on that note, I wish you a beautiful, beautiful day. Thank you so much for being here for 91 days, and I